Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chef and the Wigmaker.
Hello, we're so glad to be back. This is the third installment of our How to E-commerce.
Yes.
Or how to start an online business. Today we're going to be talking about getting legal and getting social.
Definitely.
So Chef, you want to start off?
Sure. So getting social is all about creating your social media handles. So, this is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, pretty much any social media platform that's out there right now. You want to create a profile for yourself, for your business on these platforms. It doesn't matter if you're not going to use all of them, but you want to make sure you have your name secured on each one of these platforms just in case something pops off and you want to switch to another platform. You already have your name, no one has taken it because you've already registered it. You want to make sure that your profile represents your business. You want to keep it business. It's one thing if you want to show the human side of your business, that's fine, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. So you want to carry your page and carry yourself on your pages as a business, right? So make sure your profile looks legit. Make sure that you have the right handles. Make sure the name matches on every platform. And if you can't get a particular name, make sure it matches as close as possible to all the other names. So that way there's no confusion on your page. And you want to make sure that when you do create your profile, that it lets people know immediately what your business is about.
Yes, for sure.
You don't want to have a page where it just says, oh hey, like for instance, if you're selling shoes, it's size 12 shoes. You want to make sure that it's right there. As soon as we see it, you know exactly what the page is about. You know what you're doing. There's no guessing. Make sure you have your website link in the page. You want to put in as much as you can, but detailed information about your business on your social media, right? And then once you do have your social media handles, you want to make sure you're not being seen. So this will entail you commenting on people's posts, commenting on videos, pictures, posting your own. Make sure that you create some kind of schedule for posting. It can be tough. It can be hard to keep a schedule, but there are apps that you can find that can also help you schedule your posts, so you can put them way in advance and they just drop it for you. But these are things you're gonna figure out for your business and figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, because at the end of the day, it's all trial and error, because what might work for us might not work for you. All right, so just be aware of that, and definitely be social.
I think, like Chef said, on social media, you have to be social. You have to post, you have to comment, you have to respond to comments, you have to like comments, you have to like other people's comments. Try to be on other social media sites that are popular. In my industry, in hair, I go on ALLURE, I go in Shade Room, I'm in Voice of Hair, and some other Fashion Bomb Daily. A lot of industry pages that are connected to my industry. I am very prominent on those pages, commenting. I never do negative commenting because I think that just not good energy.
It leaves a bad taste.
Just good comments. If I don't like it, I just keep it moving. If I love it, I'm gonna comment. You don't have to be fake. People think being social is being fake. No, you just be real and be honest and be kind. Be kind. Be very kind, because you're leaving a trail on the internet. Because everyone that follows you is going to see that comment come up as they log on. A lot of times I go on pages and I see people that I follow, and I look at their comments. It's a way to tell the kind of person you're dealing with. So it's important for you to leave a positive trail as you go on these other pages. Remember, you're representing your business and you want to be really, really intentional with what you're doing. Chef is on Food Network because that's his industry. He's always commenting. He's always, and that's what you want to do. You want to be viewed as an industry expert. And an industry expert is one that's prominent, is one that's visible. So
giving tips.
Yeah, giving tips, giving comments. Oh, that looks great. That's great. That's wonderful. What is that about? And all of that. Answering questions, asking questions. So even if you don't know a lot about your industry yet, it's a great way to get social and start to make those connections I'm telling you, all the great stuff happens in the DMs, happens in the comments. A lot of times I've gotten people reach out to me because they saw my comments on other pages. So it's also a great way for you to advertise as you get social. So it's really important to do that. Right now, Instagram still continues to be one of the biggest ways to generate income for your business. So while you're surfing on Instagram, it is business that you're doing on Instagram. So it's really important for you to be intentional on social media as you surf. Just don't just go through a page, like a comment, like a picture that, you know, and make sure that you're forming those relationships. I know it seems like one like at a time, but those likes continue to add up, and before you know it, you're building a community of other people that will come back on your page and like your page. It's also a great way to acquire followers.
Yes.
Organic followers come from you liking people's pages, commenting, and all of that good stuff. So it's really important, like Chef said, even if you're not going to be on TikTok or YouTube anytime soon, you want to grab that name ASAP so you can secure it so nobody else gets it. It's really important for you to do that.
And a quick thing, make sure you don't buy followers.
100%.
Don't pay for likes, don't pay for followers. It's the worst thing you can do for your business, because everyone knows when you do that, because it doesn't add up. You know, you'll see pages with 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, and they have 2 likes or there's 5 comments. It's like the math doesn't add up. So you wanna go about this as organic as possible. You want to get followers naturally. You don't want to pay for them. You don't want to have somebody following for you. None of that stuff, because Instagram also sees this immediately, and there are a lot of things that go on in the background of Instagram and other social media sites that you don't know about and you're not aware of, and it's policing of your pages. So there are certain rules to being social, and once those rules are broken, like paying for followers and likes, they start minimizing the views of your page.
Yeah, it becomes a problem.
A big problem, you know. So you go from being seen by 1,000 people to being seen by 10 people.
Yes.
You know, or 100. So you want to be very careful not to do that. All right.
That's very important. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So that brings me back to being legal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, you're running a business, even if you haven't started selling anything yet, as soon as you know this is what you want to do, you've gotten your name, you've gotten social, now you want to get registered. You want to get registered, you can go down to your county clerk in the city and state you live in and register. It's usually around $23 to $50, depending on the state you're in, to get registered. You just want to register your business. This is really important because it's actually the law. When you're doing business in a particular state, county, you need to register your business in the industry that you're in. It's really important to do that. It also has a ton of other benefits. A lot of people weren't able to get relief from the government with the pandemic because they didn't register their business. They were doing business all these years, and they didn't recognize, the state didn't recognize you as a business because you didn't register. So you want to make sure you get legal early. You want to make sure, even if you haven't done anything, as soon as possible, get your business registered. And you can just Google it in your city and state where to get your business registered. It's usually in the county clerk, but you can Google it.
City Hall.
Yes, and they'll tell you
to
do it. It's not a lot of money. So
it isn't,
really
and it's something you do every year. You have to register your business every year.
Renew it every year.
Renew it every year, yeah.
Yes, for sure. And when you're registering, you're going to get asked what entity you want to form as a business, whether it's sole proprietorship or limited liability corp. We chose LLC because of the benefits. When we Googled it in the beginning, we didn't know what any of this was, besides high school textbooks and college that you were like, eh. But when it got serious, we're like, okay, so what's the difference between LLC and sole proprietorship? LLC has its benefits, sole proprietorship has its benefits. Now, the only thing that stood out to me was the fact that when you have an LLC, whatever you put in the business, God forbid something happens where you get sued or you lose your business or whatever debt or whatever could happen, you never know. The government or the business, it's only limited to what you put in the business. So they cannot come for your personal assets. They can't come for your house. They can't come for your car. They can't come for what the money that you have in your savings account. Now, if you have a sole proprietorship, all of that is off limits. Like, they can go for everything and anything. Yeah. Now, I know you would ask, why would people choose sole proprietorship over LLC? Number one, they pay less tax. And number 2 is less paperwork. And
Yep.
number 3, a lot of people don't know the difference.
Exactly.
So it's one of those, oh, I'm doing the business by myself, so I'm a sole proprietor, so boom, I can be a sole proprietor.
And they won't tell you this when you're registering,
No.
unless you ask, you know?
So you have to Google it. You have to see what's
your
best
homework.
for your business. But when we did our research, those were the facts that we came across. Now, I will tell you, one of the main benefits of having an LLC is the fact that you get business credit. What we didn't know is a sole proprietorship, you can't acquire business credit. So what is business credit? Business credit is over time. You may not need it in the beginning. Over time, based on how you've been doing business, a company like a bank or an entity like PayPal, a financial institution,
Yes.
can say, hey, Virgin Hair Fantasy, I see how you've been doing business. We can award you X amount of dollars to continue to run your business.
Working capital.
Working capital based on your business. And you don't get any of those options if you have a sole proprietorship.
Solo dolo.
And that's something that's, I mean, in the beginning, I wouldn't have even cared. But now, after doing this for 12 years,
Working capital is a
you
thing.
need working capital. So
Can't
it's
survive
really
without it.
important. So based on that alone, forget the lower taxes. Over time, that's not going to matter. Because if you need that business credit to expand or grow your business or whatever the case may be, you can't get it because you have a sole proprietorship. You're not able to establish business credit. So based on the pros and cons of a sole proprietorship and an LLC, it was almost no doubt in my mind that we needed to do an LLC. But I urge you to do your research. Please search, go through articles, Google, grab books. There are books written on sole proprietorship. It's really important to do that.
SBA. You're starting out your business. You need help. This is definitely a place you can go for help legally.
Small Business Association.
Yes.
And a lot of the information is free.
A lot of it is free. You can sign up and pay your dues if you want to be a member, but there's also information that you can get that you don't have to sign up to get. But it's just an avenue you can go to for legal help and information before you make any decision.
Yes, I mean, a lot of companies starting out, you're not going to have time to, or rather, you're not going to have money to get legal representation. So this decision is not no small thing. I'm telling you, please do your research. Now, we're telling you we did LLC. You need to do your research so you can confirm that, make sure all the facts are right, because this could change in about 5 years, 6 years. You don't know, you haven't sold anything yet, but you never know. You may be, I want you to be a multi-million-dollar business, and these decisions made now are going to matter in a few years. So it's really important that you take particular attention to whatever decision you make in terms of your entity. Your business entity is really, really important. So I want you to be very careful when you choose that. Chef just gave you a great tip with SBA. Grab some information from there. It's really, really important. Another thing I think for when Chef was talking about being social, it's important for you to have all your links on your social media page. I wanted you to touch on that with, for example, I have an Instagram page and I want to link my YouTube, I want to link my website, I want to link, but guess what? Instagram only allows one link.
So not on Instagram, but there's a company called Linktree, right? And we're going to add it into the description somewhere in the video. But what Linktree does, it allows you to have as many links as you want in your profile in that one link. So for us, Jane has about maybe 6 links in her Instagram link, and I have about 4 or 5 in mine. So this allows you to be able to add your YouTube page, add your Twitter page if you want, add your YouTube page, your blog, whatever links you have, you would be able to add it to this and any other site for that matter. And another cool site that you want to check out is Bitly. And what Bitly does, Bitly allows you to shorten your web links. So sometimes you copy a link and it's like XYZ, it just looks like Greek, right? And you can't read it. But with Bitly, it lets you shorten it down to maybe 2 or 3 words, and that's it. So these are just things you can use to be social and just make your profile stand out and just look better. Another thing I wanted to address with being social is social media doesn't work unless you interact. A lot of times I follow people that they haven't posted in 2 weeks. A month. You have to stay consistent.
you have to post consistently. You have to engage consistently. We have been engaging for over 12 years. Sometimes it gets tiring, of course, but how bad do you want to succeed?
At least one post a day.
Yes,
At least
minimum.
one post a day.
Minimum.
At least this way it's consistent. You don't have to post 10 posts a day, but at least if
you're
doing one, at least this way you're consistent, and every day everyone knows that you're gonna have a new post.
For sure. And after you post, you need to go back and respond to people's comments.
Answer your DMs.
It's crazy how people it doesn't matter if you have 1 follower or 50 followers, if you can't respond in the beginning, and I see people, I'm very picky. When someone makes a comment on our page, I try very hard to respond back. Because that's how you engage. There's nothing as rewarding as engaging, because that not only are you engaging with that person, but other people that come on your page, they see that you engage, and that also helps you grow your business. So it's really important that you take social media seriously. Getting social is, especially in this day and age, it's a huge part of your business. So guys, for those of you who are a little bit, still confused about getting social, I have an amazing guide for you. His name is Gary V, right, Chef?
Yes.
Gary V is an amazing person because he has used social media to grow his business, actually businesses. And I follow him. He's amazing. He wrote 2 books, Crush It and Crushing It. You have to read those 2 books. Those 2 books will get you social media right.
It'll get you pumped.
Yes. And it'll help you with Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of the above. So he has amazing tips that I actually follow right now. So that's the book I'm reading to try to learn to be better, because social media is, it's
evolving.
huge. It's evolving, it's changing. So Gary V has found a way to master it. So you want to always learn from the master. So I am still learning from Gary V. So I urge you to read Crush It and Crushing It by Gary V.
Read Crush It first.
Yes.
And then Crushing It second. So that way everything makes sense, because it's a continuation.
Yes.
Right? So thank you so much for watching this. We really appreciate you joining us once again. And stay tuned for part 4.
Yes, so excited. This is so much fun. Tell us what you think.
Share with a friend.
Yes.